Hi everybody, this is a red and white Arcane Bombardment deck. We're focused in the mid-game on playing out our Planeswalkers, reusing them with Invoke Justice, and then reusing our Invoke Justice with Arcane Bombardment. Let's go see a few games with this deck over on the ranked standard ladder. Alright, trying out a Planeswalker-y, value-focused deck. Really just an excuse to reuse Invoke Justice. Opponent's starting off with a bat. Ruin Lurker Bat, huh? Flying lifelink, you get to scry if you descend. Okay. Alright, we got a white knight over here. Well, let's see. Let's play out our second land, keep up Lightning Strike. See what they play out for us on turn 3. Ooh, Steel Seraph. That's kind of a juicy target. Let's take that one. Seraph down, so we're going to take 3 from the creatures left on the board, drop to 16 here, unless they've got any other free tricks up their sleeve. Opponent gets a free scry since we descended for them. And there's another Invoke Justice. I'll tell you, the mana's always tricky with including Invoke Justice in your deck. Got one copy of the Celestus in here to try and help with that. But really, the dream is to just replay Invoke Justice with Arcane Bombardment anyway, so, you know, we can maybe discard one here and there to Electric Revelation. Opponent playing more bats, giving us another 4 damage. Play out this land. Yeah, we're 1 white mana shy of Invoke Justicing, but we got nothing left to invoke anyway. Let's see what we can find with the Ooh, Arcane Bombardment. Let's put that away and maybe Invoke Justice that in the future. Opponent's got another knight for us here. Alright, so we can either go ahead and play the Wandering Emperor. Actually, I'd rather draw some cards here, I think. Yeah, since we're white mana shy, let's go ahead and pitch 1 Invoke Justice, since that's kind of hard to cast. Alright, of course no lands, just a buried treasure and a big score. Alright, this attack dropping us to 9. Gonna hold on to this Lightning Strike as a great cheap way to activate something later on. Alright, land number 5. So we are at 6 mana now. Alright, I think we pass here. We've got an emergency valve. Okay, just a wedding announcement. So we've got some removal. If they went for the kill, we would have survived. But now, I think we can big score pretty safely. Let's pitch the buried treasure. Couple of lands. There's the white land we were missing. Yeah, do we Lightning Strike here? If we Emperor, we lose all of our treasures. Let's go for the Emperor. Gain a little bit of life. Alright, we'll exile one of the knights. Gain 2 life, drop down to 7 from the attack. Wedding announcement draws them a card. Well, there's our backup bombardment. Let's see. Well, let's make a token and get this Wanderer in the graveyard. I was kind of going to wait for the opponent to attack it, but this actually works out a little better. So we can reanimate the Wanderer with Invoke Justice. Put 4 counters on the token, making that a 6/6. We'll exile the other knight. So now we've got a few Invoke Justice down there. If they really want to attack the Wandering Emperor, odds are good that Arcane Bombardment will bring it back. Ooh, there's a Myril. Gonna prevent me from lightning striking one of these. That's fine. Yeah, so the thing is, like, the Planeswalkers in this deck, they're kind of a nice distraction. In that we don't mind if we lose them, because we're kind of going to try to get them back anyway. Alright, Arcane Bombardment from us. We got a Lightning Strike now, because we can't do it on our opponent's turn, thanks to Myril. So let's target that with a strike. Alright, we don't get any more burn to finish that creature off. Invoke Justice. Gonna bring back the Wandering Emperor. Put a few more tokens on this token, if that makes any sense. Let's see. All right. We'll just +1 on the Samurai for now. So yeah, I told you the odds were good that we'll pick up an Invoke Justice and can just hopefully repeat this pattern all over again. Yeah, I'll take that action. Discard that mountain. I used to work at MIT back in the day, not to toot my own horn. I'm really not that smart, but they used to say the odds were good, but the goods were odd. Take that as you will. I have no idea the veracity of that statement. Let's get lost to this Myrel here. That's really kind of cramping my bombardment styles. We have no instance we can play on our opponent's turn. We get Electric Revelation. Let's go Invoke Justice. Yeah, I'll just bring back a mountain. Kind of want the buried treasure in the yard if we need to discover something up later. Revelation. Is it worth pitching Jaya here? I think it might be. Yep. Let's get rid of Jaya, try to get some more action. The Brotherhood's End. Was hoping for an instant we could play on our opponent's turn. Just going to have to fire this Brotherhood's End off right now. Samurai is safe, so is the Wanderer, but the bats bite the dust. And we're able to attack for 16, bringing our opponent back down to 15. It gained a little bit of life this game. Feeling like we're turning a corner here. What do they got for us next? Elesh Norn. Gonna explore on the Mother of Machines. Alright, we got tons of lands in our hand. Let's go with the Celestus. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, good game. Okay, well, can't complain about a 3-land opener these days. Let's get our tap land going first. We can plan on either buried treasuring on turn 2 or trying to remove whatever our opponent does. Oh, Thalia's here to put a cramp in my style. Crimp in my style? Cramp? Crimp. Follows up with Catilda. Well, I know what we're doing on turn 3. Gotta get rid of Thalia. Our deck is pretty much all non-creature spells, so we can't really have that sticking around. Ouch, Reckless Stormseeker. And with Catilda around, that's just going to power out the levels of mana production. Let's go Lightning Strike on the Stormseeker to prevent hasty creatures. Buried Treasure to ramp us into whatever we're going to do next. King Darien, some kind of legendary creature deck. Respect that. Let's go Battlefield Forge here. And Heartflame Slash on the King. Good, okay. Thought they had a way to save that. Lauren's Escape, perhaps? And we'll play out this Duelist as a blocker. Hopeful Initiate coming down. Followed by Intrepid Adversary, but can't pay for anything yet. So Catilda putting in a lot of work over there. Alright, let's go land here. Heartflame Slash on Catilda, just to prevent any more mana shenanigans. Follow that up with a Jaya here. Let's make a token. And we'll keep the Heartflame Duelist back on the blocks. Another Adversary. Alright, they would have been able to activate that if we had kept Catilda around. Going all in with the attack here over at Jaya. Well, yeah, we'll take that trade all day long. Opponent may not be aware of this yet, but we don't care that much about our creatures. Yeah, kind of need Quintorius down on the board. Let's go land, make a spirit, and then make another monk. And then we'll play out the Duelist. So y'all are on defense. Quintorius gives us a little trigger. Brings our opponent down to 21. Gives us a couple of life. And that wraps it up. Yeah, good game. All right. Got Bombardment in the opener here. Let's give this a try. I mean, the great thing about including all these weird planeswalkers in a deck like this is sometimes you just get them with the token production. We'll start off with the Bivouac here. Expect we'll see some dinosaurs from this opponent. Lorekeeper for starters, that's a good sign. All right. Yeah, let's go land number 2. We'll just pass. I was debating whether or not to play with fire the Lorekeeper, but I think with a Depopulate and a Get Lost in hand, I'd rather them try to overextend a little bit. I want to see if we can catch our opponent with this Depopulate. All right, Hammerskull coming down. Going to be on the hook for at least 6 damage next turn. Let's go Celestus. And I think we can afford to take this hit. I would really love for them to just dump a few more cards out right now. Takes a look at the Celestus. Let's play out some mana creatures there. Okay, Hulking Raptor, that can do it. Use the mana to play out some creatures, maybe? No? Hits us for 6. And that's about it. Alright, well, got to kind of take care of this board. We'll depopulate, get rid of all of that. Opponent with 3 cards left in hand. Only a play with fire up for now. Ooh, another Hulking Raptor from the opponent. That's a great card to recover with. As we draw a Bombardment off the top. Little short, so let's big score. We'll drop the Revelation down in the graveyard. There's a land. Got to keep up that mana development. Pass that on back to the opponent. So this is going to be tricky. The ward on the Raptor makes it kind of difficult to get lost it. Really love keeping these treasures around for Bombardment. Let's see, Paleontologist, so they can exile things out of the yard and play them later. So game plan, we're going to have to get Bombardment down at some point and try to pick up a Depopulate, since this one Get Lost is only going to take us so far. Okay, Hammerskull coming back from the grave. Yep, let's see what we got. Oh, Wanderer. No, let's still Bombardment. Let's go ahead and Get Lost now on the Hammerskull. Oh, we pick up big score. Well, that's all right, though. So that's going to give us another roll of the dice here. So Hammerskull gets Get Losted. We've got enough mana to cast Play with Fire. Actually, we've got enough mana to cast Brotherhood's End. Yeah, that's not what I was planning on, but that will take care of the rest of the board. So unless the opponent's got some hasty creatures for me, we might have a turn reprieve. And we do. Good game. All right, yeah, 3 mana, a little Buried Treasure. Couple of my favorite planeswalkers to start off with. I mean, the Wandering Emperor is okay. Kind of utilitarian at this point in the 3-year standard environment, but Quintorius got some spice to him. Okay, opponent's on a Simic here. Blue and green. Tear asunder. Opponent has the audacity to tear asunder my buried treasure. Well, wonders never cease. Oh, there's some black in there too. Okay. Well, now I'm intrigued. I'm a Sultai soul from way back. Let's Revelation away one of these planes. I'm sure we'll draw some more. Of course, maybe not in my deck. Let's pass it on back to the opponent. We've got to Depopulate as a safety valve. We might be able to catch Nissa here with the Wanderer. Let's kind of see what happens. So Nissa adds a mana off the second creature land. Invasion of Zendikar. Some serious ramping happening. Oh, that's going to trigger Nissa an additional couple of times. Loam Speaker. Alright. Any chance of an attack? Yes. Good. So we'll play out the Wandering Emperor here, exile Nissa, at least prevent that from happening again, and keep him from flipping over this battle. I think we got a Revelation. Let's discard one of the Invoke Justices. We draw a big score, and Quintorius was really hoping for a land there, so let's just plus the Wanderer. See if we can't tempt them into attacking the Wanderer with the Loam Speaker. All kinds of expensive stuff in our hand that we can't quite afford to play out here. Opponent really ramping ahead of us. You can see the Beanstalk Worm coming down here. Really focused on ramping up. But only 2 cards left, so I wouldn't say they're quite running out of gas. They've got a couple of creature lands on board. I see. So the Vinestock actually making the Loam Speaker into a credible attacker, I suppose. Alright, we need lands. Let's big score. Discarding Bombardment or Quint or Jaya. I think it's Jaya. And Field of Ruin going to be nice to get rid of these creature lands, but I don't want to get rid of my treasures just yet. Kind of in a weird spot. We don't have any cheap spells to go bump. Ooh. Okay, well that's what you're ramping towards. Opponent with a 1 with the Multiverse. Followed that with a Crystal Grotto. Puts 1 on the bottom. Follows that up with a Troyan Gutsy Explorer. Alright, activates a... Turns a land into a creature. Going for the battle and hits us with the worm. So the battle's going to flip over. Alright, this is getting interesting. Awakened Skyclave comes down. Alright, so 1 with the Multiverse. Maybe they didn't have the greatest stuff in hand, because there is a lot of ramp in there. Are they going to have removal for this? I kind of think we have to go for it. So let's go Bombardment, Lightning Strike the Loam Speaker. That'll at least make them pay to activate the creature lands. We get Invoke Justice. What's on the board? Alright, if we get the Wandering Emperor back, they can exile the worm. Let's go exile the big worm. Alright, if they attack the Wanderer, that's okay. We just don't want them to remove Bombardment, or we're going to be in trouble. I mean, we're kind of in trouble if they activate both of these lands. Ooh, is that a Virtue of Strength? Alright, never mind what I was saying about paying for these lands. That's not a problem anymore. Opponent activates one of the creature lands, floats a bunch of mana. To what end? Oh, the Goose Mother. Yes. Gigantic Goose Mother. A 12/12. Well, that's as good a mana sink as any. Opponent figuring out some attacks here. Looks like Troyan's going at the Wanderer. Yep, definitely going down. Taking 9 to our face, dropping to 10. Duelist the draw. Let's go Depopulate. Still going to need a solution for these creature lands. Oh, opponent with the Disruption Protocol for the Depopulate. That's not good. That's terrible. Okay, all right. Never mind. We're going to play it out. We're going to play it out. All right. Well, big score Quintorius. We can then Invoke Justice and get Quintorius, since there's nothing worth exiling right now, or nothing we can exile immediately. Opponent cracks a food. Okay, we're staying in it. We're staying in it. All is not lost. Okay, we play the land out. That gives us 5 mana to play with. Quintorius. I think we just need a blocker from you. Opponent can generate so many creatures at will with those creature lands. So we've got to get lost in hand. I guess we can hit the goose with that. Alright, Stomper's fine. It doesn't have haste. That doesn't figure into the equation right now. Okay, opponent just playing things off the top of the deck. Luckily, nothing with haste. Beanstalk Worm. Nope, that was the Beanstalk Worm Adventure. Alright, there's the worm. 2 cards remaining. Blue Sun's Twilight on my token? Are you serious? Opponent just really hurting me today with the interaction. Okay, what are we doing here? Goose Mother coming at my face. Draws a card because they control a food token. So we need to deal with the Goose Mother or we die. There's 5 damage going at Quintorius. Let's get lost the Goose Mother to at least stay alive and see what bombardment can bring me. Oh no. No, that's not the second disruption protocol. What are... Okay. Let's think about this here. We got a couple of things in the yard. Only 2 spells down there. We just need to buy a little time. Big score away the second Quintorius. Get lost can stop us from dying if it goes through. Invoke Justice. We can get Wandering Emperor. If they counter the get lost, Emperor can probably exile the goose. Quintorius gives us a little bit of life too. Alright, so that at least gets us out of range. Not expecting the counter magic from this deck. Alright. Let's exile Troyan then and keep Quintorius alive since the Get Lost was able to hit the goose.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Sure. So if Quintorius lives, we're actually going to be able to start stacking up triggers with Bombardment, and that's really all I care about. The Discover's nice, but we kind of just need him alive. Alright. Opponent floating more mana. Never a good sign. We got a follow-up Goose Mother here. What in the... Sure. Ingenious Prodigy. I guess able to draw some cards. I guess we should just be glad that Hydroid Krasis is not legal in Standard anymore. Okay. Alright. Quint is alive. Brotherhood's End. Not really what we need. Tell you what, let's make a token. Let's make another token. Let's big score and activate Bombardment, discarding Mountain. We get... There's the Depopulate. Alright, it was 50-50. That and the Lightning Strike. We had to go for it. So Depopulate. Invoke Justice. Let's get Jaya, because I think she's the only one missing from this party. Alright, big score. Let's get rid of Brotherhood's End. It'd be nice to pick up some more spells. And, yeah, get lost. Alright, let's at least turn the hose off and get rid of one with the multiverse there. Don't have to worry about staying alive so much with this Depopulate on the stack. An opponent pretty much tapped out. Some tokens on the things. Doesn't matter because we're depopulating anyway. Big score. And there's another get lost. Alright, let's play the land out. Let's make a monk with Jaya. A lot of moving parts happening here. And we've got Field of Ruin up if they decide to activate one of the creature lands. Okay, well, we're back up to 26. Oh, come on. Silverback Elder has been the bane of bombardment decks since its printing. Oh, and of course they have the follow-up creature with Inga and Essica. Alright, that just kind of turns things into mana creatures, I guess. Well, we got to respond to this to get the triggers. So let's go play with fire at the opponent's face. Can't stop this from happening. I can't stop them from getting rid of bombardment, so let's just cast some spells. Let's go depopulate. Let's do get lost on the virtue. Let's go big score discarding mountain. And might as well invoke justice on whatever's left down there. Yeah, let's just take a wanderer, choose ourselves. And let's decline the Brotherhood's end. Well, I suppose we could have cast it and got the trigger for Quint, but I think we're close anyway. Alright, opponent at 4, so we're a little ways off. One more trigger wouldn't have finished it. Okay, things resolving. Oh, it might have with the play with fire. Let's put the Wanderer on the bottom. Let's go for the Heartflame Slash then. Try to finish this. Oh, opponent's going to crack a food token. Sure. Negates the 3 damage from Heartflame. Alright. Well, Bombardment, you served us well. Inga and Essica here. Opponent at 2, 1 food token left. We have another Heartflame in hand. Opponent doing a little exploration, picks up a land from the top. Alright, still exploring. Not much we can do. Bear Riding Warrior on the top for our opponent, but doesn't help against Planeswalkers. Alright, are we going to be able to squeeze this one through? Wanderer was flashed in, so we can make a token before we take our turn. Opponent sacrifices the food just to be on the safe side. Sure. So I think between adventure castings, I think we can do this. So let's go 3 damage to the face. Cast Duelist from Exile. Quint gives us 2 damage. Okay. And that wraps it up. Good game. Alright. We got some good mana. We got some early interaction. Let's just have a nice regular game with some Arcane Bombardment and Invoke Justice. Is that a cave over there? Alright, let's get our tap land down. Keep up play with fire. Yeah, this is caves. Alright. Well, lucky for us, cave's a little slow to get started. Let's go with the Celestus. Played a caves version that used bombardment when the set first came out. Pretty fun, but not the fastest of decks. And of course I didn't use Bat Colony, but I've heard it's pretty good. Let's see. So whenever they play a cave, you can put a +1 counter on a creature. Yeah, we could depopulate this, but it's not that bad. I think we want to try to big score. And if opponent's going to be making bats... Oh, yep, there's another Bat Colony. Okay. Alright, well, we've got mana for the depopulate. I was hoping we wouldn't have to use it just yet, but don't want to be taking too much damage from these bats. Okay, well, there's a break in the action. Let's big score, discard Invoke Justice. Pick up a Field of Ruin and a Surge of Salvation. Alright, I think now is the time. Yeah, let's tap this the right way here. Come on, Arena. I want to depopulate, and I want to keep up Field of Ruin in case they decide to go for a swing with the Cavernous Maw. Okay, yeah, Blossoming Tortoise too. That's probably also a good include in a lands-based deck. Oh, an Incandescent Aria over in the graveyard. That's kind of cool. Bat Colony pumps up the Tortoise. Let's get lost that Tortoise. That enables all kinds of shenanigans. Mountain the draw for us. So, opponents definitely got some Cosmium Confluence in that deck. It's just a question of how many. But that is a card that easily handles Bombardment. So this may be a game in which we have to lean on some of our Planeswalkers. But we're going to have to find that stuff first. Alright, let's discard Land of the Celestus. Gotta look for some things to do here while we have a moment away from the Tortoise. Opponent's got a Spelunking. In my experience, that was better earlier on in the game. But good way to get some life back. Draw a little bit of a card. Not quite as backbreaking as Up the Beanstalk. Let's go Revelation here. Discard Play with Fire, since there's not going to be too many small things we want to shoot. Still no Planeswalker. Celestus gets us a Get Lost. Yeah, let's discard the Get Lost. I'm not sure how useful removing these Spelunkings is going to be. And if we can keep the board clear, then I'm not too worried about these existing bat colonies. Alright, Celestus, draw me a card. Okay, there's a Jaya. Let's pitch Lightning Strike. 3 mana left. Okay, so we can keep up Field of Ruin at least. Opponent activates the Maw. Okay, Bat Colony. Puts counters on the Cavernous Maw. They're going to explore with the maps we gave them. I kind of don't want them to explore and see any more cards. Let's go ahead and Field of Ruin it now. So if they had better options, they wouldn't have fired up the Cavern this early. This will at least get us another basic land. Okay, Bombardment the draw. Alright, we're just going to slam it. We've seen one Cosmium Confluence milled. So hopefully they don't quite have another one. Alright, they're going to activate the Hidden Nursery, so they're going to discover 4. Runs right into a Blossoming Tortoise. That's pretty good. Mills a few more things. One more Bat Colony down there. Yep, okay. And Zeus's Many Journeys. Alright, well, that's not too much to worry about. Let's draw with the Celestus. Do we need the land? I don't think we need the land. Heartflame Duelist, the draw. Alright. I think... Yeah, let's depopulate and get rid of the Tortoise. Activate Bombardment. There's a Lightning Strike for our opponent. Alright. Okay, I'm feeling okay about this. So we've got Surge in hand to at least protect Bombardment from a Confluence, because we can't quite cast the Heartflame Duelist, Heartflame Slash, with what we've got. Opponent's got a 3rd Spelunking, going to gain some life. Sunset Revelry. Just draws them a card. And looks like that's it. Okay, alright. So now we got to start building up a board here. Let's go with Jaya. Oh, got a response for Jaya? Okay, good. Let's go with a Monk.
professionals. You're no match
Play with
for my
fire on our opponent's face just to get the activation out of Bombardment. Start putting... Ooh, Invoke Justice. Start putting a little more offense to our opponent. Let's see what we can invoke back here. Well, I'll take the Field of Ruin. I mean, certainly have some non-basic lands to target with that. Bring that monk up to a comfortable size. Play with fire. See, ooh, Quint on top. Very nice. All right. All right, so it's not great. Our only spell is Surge, but I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Kind of want to hang on to it. Got a 5/5 monk on the board. Oh, there's the confluence. All right, we're ready for this one. Let's go Surge of Salvation. That's going to protect Bombardment. Bombardment's going to pull up Get Lost. Let's see here. All right, let's Get Lost on the creature. Lightning Strike the opponent. And opponent's seen enough. Surge saves the day. Good game.